Welcome to Fallout 76. This is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Saturday, January the 25th, 2025. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. I have many videos on my channel that will help you guys out and give different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas over there. If you're a brand spanking new player to the game, you're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, if there's a particular daily, weekly challenge that's giving you a hard time or trouble, I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that will help you. I try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can, and of course you guys are awesome with great comments and tips, which are greatly appreciated. Okay, if you wonder why I have a little bit more score going on than you, if you take a look at the top right hand corner of the screen, I have a 25% boost going on. Of course, I claimed that right off the current Season 19 Season Pass on 3 pages, a 5%, 10%, additional 10% equaling 25%. You can claim that yourself if you're a Fallout First member, or if you pay the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. And just in case you missed it, we do have the Treasure Hunter Mole Miners here in town. And of course, that started this past Thursday, January the 23rd. We'll have them right up to Monday, January the 27th, 2025. If you are looking for locations for Treasure Hunter Mole Miners, I do have a video I made several months ago, and it's all updated. You can check that out. It's all time-stamped. I even show you how you can craft your very own Treasure Hunter Mole Miner pails. Very similar method as you would with the Festive Scorched gifts, okay? Now, unlike the Festive Scorched and Spooky Scorched, where we can only find them around other Scorched, these Treasure Hunter Mole Miners, we can find them around everywhere, so even by themselves, right? So they're not real particular in who they hang around with, so they will hang around with Scorched and Ghouls and Super Mutants, etc., all right? So, you know, you can definitely go out and take a look for them. All right, let's take a look here, Jim. Take a look at this one here first. Craft or scrap a piece of Power Armor 1. Of course, you will have to have a Power Armor Station, and of course a Power Armor Chassis, and then you can craft a piece, okay? However, myself, for these particular daily challenge, I like to kind of go out and about and try to find Power Armor, and then take a piece off them, and then scrap them that way. Now, we can find Power Armor in many, many places and around the Wasteland. You can try one here at the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse. You have the Settlers Ridge. We have the New River Gorge Bridge West, and of course, to get the key for that, you need to go to Camden Park. If you go on the Widowmaker, which is the roller coaster, it'll be the second set of roller coasters. There'll be a skeleton there with a bag, and there'll be a key for the West Bridge inside that bag. I actually did that with my lower level character this past summer. You can check out that video if you so wish. Right down here at Rocket Filling Station, there's one just down the road from Big Bend Tunnel West. There's usually one in around the, sorry, not there, Point Pleasant under the bridge, just to name a few spots for you. Where we're actually going to go here this time around, we're going to go to the Big Bend Tunnel West. Now, I find sometimes they will not spawn in, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. Another thing you have to battle is other people on the same server, like if you're on a public server with other people, they'll be going after the same thing that you are, and a lot of people, when they see them, they'll just kind of grab everything or just grab the whole chassis in itself, okay? So those locations that I mentioned to you, they are 100% spawn locations. It's just that sometimes they just won't spawn in for you, and those of you who watch my channel long enough, see me go from spot to spot to spot and just not spawning at all, because I don't normally pick it up, so I don't use Power Armor, but yeah, just an FYI. So there's one that will spawn down here usually. It's usually in around this tank car here, and it's a random encounter area where you will come across enemies. Now, there are a bunch of Blood Eagles in there. Sometimes the Blood Eagles will come over and they'll start fighting against whatever enemy mob that's over here like they are right now. Alright, so this is just one great location, so let's go ahead. We're going to just grab a piece. Alright, just like that, and then we can scrap it. Of course, we can scrap that anywheres. You can go back to your own camp, someone else's camp, wherever there's a workbench. I believe there should be a workbench in here.
Clean up this, fix that.
Or maybe it's up here. Been a little while since I've been up here. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Oh, of course they're going to use it. Of course they are. All right, let's just head back to our camp and do it there. The woman's like, oh, he wants to use this bench. I'm going to use it first. I'm right here. What? Oh. Sorry about that, guys. Game crashed on me, I guess, apparently. Doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it does. It's just one of the joys of playing this game. Yeah. Try to get in here as fast as we can. Let's go back to a private server here. Old Jimmy boy. That's an old picture right there. I don't even have that camp anymore. Alright, so we have our power armor piece. Let's go ahead and scrap it. We're gonna take a shortcut here. Up this tree house. There we go. Let's go ahead and scrap it. There's T60 left leg that we grabbed. There we go, done. Craft a scrap a piece of power armor, 1 for 1, done. Just like that. Sweet. Alright, what's next here? Take a look at this one here. Drink Nuka-Cola 3. So, of course, if you don't get these every day, it seems like every day. But if you have a Nuka-Cola Collectron station, they definitely are worth their weight in gold. This is the OG one that we got quite some time ago. Season 4, Season 5 scoreboard. And as you can see, it'll collect various types of Nuka-Cola products. Now, this one here will also collect the odd bottle or two. When he goes on sale, usually goes on sale maybe once or twice a year, usually by himself for 250, 500 atoms. And when he goes on sale, everyone and their dog buys it because it's worth it. There's another variation of this, of course. If we open up our build menu here, go to our resource tab. Right down here, we have this Nuka-Cola Quantum version right here. And we got this in Season 11 scoreboard when Nuka World on Tour first came out. In addition to Nuka-Cola products and bottles, he will also collect purified water and nuclear waste. And he goes on sale again once or twice a year, but he's usually bundled with other things. And we can use gold bullion, I believe it's this one here, from Samuel down in Foundation. Yeah, 1250 gold bullion, but you must have a cautious reputation with the settlers. Now we can find Nuka-Cola products for free in around the wasteland. There's a Nuka-Cola stand, Tyler County Fairgrounds. Camden Park's a pretty decent spot. Lewisburg is pretty good. We have the picnic table area as well as the Nuka-Cola machine there. It's pretty decent. The Nuka-Cola machine here, Green Country Lodge, is pretty decent as well. And there's another machine up here, the Flippy Bell Field Cemetery, which is right next to the house that's there, building. And again, that's a pretty good spot. Right over here at Sunday Brothers Cabin. You just walk up to the main house. You don't go to the main house, but you kind of go to the little shack with the can roof there on the left-hand side. Usually a couple mannequins there, a bunch of tin cans, and usually 4 Nuka-Cola product. Okay? Of course, we can buy this stuff at the same time. Right here, White Spring. You go to this one right here, the front entrance. You go to Bubbles. You go take a right and go up the stairs. You go to the tavern. You go to the medical bay. You go to the big wide open area where the responders are, then you take a left, and then there's a little store in there where you'll find Giuseppe that trades things for stamps as well as bubbles. You can buy Nuka-Cola products there as well. And of course we have the good old vending machines right down here. And of course Nuka World on Tour is a really good spot. So let's pop down here today, and of course it's a free fast travel once when you discover it. And I'll show you the little run around that I do here. Now again, you always have to keep in mind that these Nuka-Cola products may or may not spawn in. Sometimes they spawn in as bottles, just like that. Now if you're in places like this, within the last day or two and you cleared it out, you'll have to reset your game because everyone has a limit. And you'll have to pick up 250, 255 items to get the stuff back, okay? But keep in mind, sometimes they just won't spawn in for you. You guys have seen me and, watch me, time and time again on these private servers, okay? So just kind of keep that dimension. And if you are on a public one, you're in competition with other people, so there's a good chance that they won't even they'll be all cleaned out. Right, just bottles here today. I have to kind of come up this way here. This is where seismic activity. I haven't seen seismic activity happen for a long time. You have these little kiosks up here. Again, this is a pretty bad service. We're just getting bottles here today. Oh, yeah, canned dog food in there. Another bottle. Okay, okay. Jeez, that chair there. Get out of the way there, chair. Oh, there's a cherry in there. Not a whole lot in there. This is a pretty bad server. Wow. And again, you can always server hop this a couple times, and you can get some free Nuka-Cola. But this is probably one of the best spots to come to get free Nuka-Cola if you don't have a Nuka-Cola Collectron. Geez, just a bunch of bottles here today. Wow. Of course, the vending machines are right down here. And yet, at the end of the day, let's just face it. You know, if you're short on time, you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you know, hang out with the family, whatever. You want to get these dailies done, and you don't have a Nuka-Cola Collectron, you can't find them to save your life. You know, you can just buy them at the end of the day, and that's what I usually recommend. Usually, oh, look at that, 3 of them are right there. Nice, just like that. And here are the vending machines here. Now, the vending machines, as we all know, are not tied into the inventory of bubbles, so you can server hop both bubbles and the vending machines all day long. As long as you have the caps, you can just fill your boots with these different type of Nuka-Cola products. Right, now I have a bunch on me, so I'm just going to drink them. So it doesn't have to be a Nuka-Cola Classic, it can be many different types. There we go. Big Nuka-Cola 3 for 3, done for done. Now, of course, over 2 years ago, those of you who remember, when it said drink Nuka-Cola, they actually meant Nuka-Cola Classic. If you drank anything else, it didn't count. And that's one of the good things that they changed in the game. And we can drink any flavor of Nuka-Cola product, excuse me. All right, what's next here, Jimmy? All right. Let's take a look at this one here. Harvest a wild plant or fungi. 12. Now, it says a wild plant. Corn and razor grain, tato plants, and, you know, like crops, for example, they are considered wild plants as well, okay? One of the best spots for wild plants is right anywhere in the forest area. If you come up here to the Wayward and just make your way down here to Flatwoods and back, all the wild plants you get, it's amazing. It's amazing. Of course, right here we have all kinds of corn at Silva Homestead, all kinds of razor grain at Billings Homestead. We have good old Cobbleton Farm up here. At Aaronhold Homestead just south of that's a pretty good spot as well. And I believe there is some corn we can actually pick up at the Wayward right next door to it. Right around the corner from Big Al's Tattoo Parlor, we have that little red barn that's down here. Has a couple crops down there. Out behind the General Steakhouse, a pretty good spot there as well. Now, in terms of fungi, you know, the glowing fungus we can find, again, any river system on the map, especially between the Wayward and Flatwoods. A nice, easy spot here. And right down here where you're at the Nuka World on Tour, we have the Tunnel of Love. It's probably one of the best spots. You don't have to wait for that event to be going on. You can just walk right inside. Right, of course, so you have brain fungi. We have a bunch of brain fungi here at Rusty Pick, which is a free fast travel once when you discover it. Right up here in the abandoned waste dump, pretty good spot. Again, there's a couple of death claws inside, just be careful of that. Wendigo Cave, pretty good spot for both types of fungus as well. If you spawn here at the General Steakhouse, you don't have to go to it, you can just kind of stay in that little river system. You just follow the little river system around, and all kinds of brain fungus through there as well. And of course, brain fungus and glowing fungus you can find anywhere in around the mire. And around the Sundew Grove areas down here in the Cranberry Box. There's all kinds of options. And again, if you want to go the corn and razor grain way, you know, just go to these homesteads here. Silva Homestead, Billings Homestead. We're just going to hang out here at the Nuka World on Tour. And we're going to run up to the Tunnel of Love here. And again, you don't have to wait for that event to be going on, you can just walk right in. Okay. And of course, there is a perk card that will help us out here. Perception. Green thumb, retrench much when harvesting flora, so instead of 1, you pick up 2. Now, it's not going to really help us too much with the daily challenge, but it will help if you're a herbivore and you're looking to collect more flora. And it's definitely a card you don't throw out, even if you're a carnivore like myself, for these daily challenges, because it does prove very useful to have. You get up here. Okay, let's go after this glowing fungus here. As you can see, we are collecting 2, but we're only getting credit for 1, all right? The only one that really works with is, I find, brain fungus. When you collect 2, you actually get credit for 2. So that's a nice little patch right here. If we keep going down, I'll show you the other patches here, because sometimes we will get a weekly challenge where we have to collect 30 of these things. Nice little patch right here we can pick up. A nice little patch in here as well. Right over there. And right down here. As you can see, pretty good spot. Okay. Yeah, many great options there for harvesting crops and plants. And even if you have like corn, razor grain, or tato plants, like crops in your camp, that will count as well. And you'll actually save a lot of time doing it that way. All right, what is next here? Go ahead, kill a creature 12. So again, a creature is anything but a robot or a human. Again, we're talking about mole miners, super mutants, cryptids, scorched, ghouls, anything but a robot or a human. All right. So where are we going to go here, Jim? We need 12 of them. Let's pop right down here. Let's go after some mole miners here today. We'll go down. Actually, we were down here just the other day. Let's go somewhere else. We'll pop in somewhere else. Let's go to Lewisburg. Just next door. Now, creatures can also be animals, and they can be insects as well as Mirelurks, okay? Now, if you are lower level and you don't want to go to other places, you can just make your way down through Flatwoods. There's a bunch of Brahmin. There's a couple of possums down here. There's some mongrels up at the Green Country Lodge, as well as some mole rats up there. So you can do this low level, no problem. Man, let's lock and load. Let's go ahead after these Mirelurks here. If I can get over that log. Oh, there he's right there. Nice. There's usually 4 of them here. Now grab that rat away. There we go. Right, let's go into Lewisburg and we'll take care of some ghouls up here. Sure, we're locked and loaded. And we don't have our Wendigo friend here today. Interesting. Two stem packs, hot dog. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. Walk down here. So here's this picnic table area I always talk to you guys about. We're finding some Nuka-Cola products. Sometimes there's tea here, okay? And again, here is the Nuka-Cola machine. And sometimes it's full here very often, but there's only one here today. So this is where I always kind of make a mention to that. It's worth a check out anyway. There we go. Nice. All right. Yeah, we'll grab that light bulb too, Jimmy. Geez, getting some good stuff today. Wow. All right, let's lock and load, everybody. What's next? All right, deal critical hit to an enemy in Vats 5. So again, we have to do a critical hit in Vats, and it can be an enemy. So basically any enemy on the map, which I just kind of went through. So again, super mutants, mole miners, ghouls, scorch, cryptids, insects, animals. Pretty good spot. Humans this time, robots this time. So any enemy on the map will do. And we have to do a critical hit. Alright, so let's go ahead and show that. I like to kind of show it off up here at the Somerville stocks, just because the scores are kind of separated out, and it gives me a chance to kind of explain it. And a lot of people don't know how to do critical hits. I do have a couple older videos where I show you guys how to do a critical hit. So let's go down here, and we'll use this guy that's kind of out and about here by himself. So let's go this. There we go. So if we do our Vats here, as you see our crit meter in the middle. So our crit meter, I would say, is just below 50%. Okay. So we have to fill that meter. And when we fill that meter, the critical Y, see that how it's kind of grayed out there? It'll start flashing. And that's how we know we're able to do a critical hit. Now, sometimes that crit meter comes up so fast, even though we're looking at it on the screen, our brains aren't just fast enough to pick it up. So a lot of times I'm listening for an audible alarm called that sounds like a little bloop. And basically that's how I know, especially when I'm like real busy and I'm going, I'm more so concentrated looking for enemies rather than that crit meter. So I'm more or less listening for that audible alarm telling me that I can do a critical hit. Now, if you watch some older videos I made, maybe about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I said that now once when you fill that crit meter, you can hit that critical button, whatever button that is for you, and the fire button at the same time. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that. It works. Okay, but the better way to do it is once when you fill the crit meter, you hit your critical button by itself, and when you do that, the screen will flash white really quickly, and then you hit the fire button by itself, okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to fill this crit meter. All right, so you hear the little blip sound? Even though, and that crit meter came up really fast, so probably no one even saw it, right? All right, so let's go over here. Now we're going to go hit, now you see the critical, see how it's flashing now? And now we can do our critical hit. So let's do our critical button here. So we lock onto something. Okay, see how the screen flashed real quick? Right, there we go. Doesn't have to be on the same enemy, okay? So we did it down there, but we just swung it around and killed that, whatever that little rat popped there, okay? And once when you start doing critical hits, you won't go back. You'll be doing critical hits all the time. Let's fill our crit meter back up. Now, depending on the weapon that you have, excuse me, sometimes weapons, like you guys know that I have a couple of weapons where it only takes 2 shots to fill that crit meter. Now, this weapon in particular is probably going to take maybe 6 shots to fill it. All right, so there's our blip sound, right? So now we can do a critical hit without us, having to check on it. All right, let's hit our crit bout. You kind of moved out of the way there. We're going to hit our crit meter here. critical button. Where is this guy? Huh. Screen's gonna flash real quick. Now, we can miss on a critical hit, so I usually recommend going for the torso, because that way, you know, the torso on any enemy is, you know, the biggest part of the enemy. And just because how you can miss, I have missed in the past on critical hits, so that's why I always kind of mention it. Right, so we hear a little blip sound. Let's go down here a little closer so we don't miss. We're going to hit our critical button by itself. See the screen flashes real quick. There we go, just like that. That's why I like to kind of come here to show you guys how to do it. Like, you can go anywheres, but I find coming here and how the Scorched and the other enemies are kind of spread about, I can kind of explain it a little bit better. All right. Let's see what is next. All right, collect caps 250. Okay, so again, a couple different ways we can do this. The main thing is you got to remember that your limit is 40,000 caps. Okay, so let's see where I'm at right now. So I do have room. I have just a little over 39,000. So I have room, okay? But if you're closer to that 40,000 mark, you'll have to go around and buy a few things in order to make room for the 250, okay? So that's the main thing you have to remember. A couple of different things you can do is you can wait for people to go to your vendor and buy things from your vendor, okay? The next thing is one that I usually prefer, is you can go around and complete events. You can go around and complete daily quests, and you can get caps that way as well, okay? And if you join a team, other members on your team, when they do events and they do daily challenges, you get a portion of those caps as well. All right. You will come across some videos of mine where I bring you to a couple of places. One great place is Welsh. And Welsh is a good spot because we have a train station right next door. So at Welsh, we'll have mole miners down there. They'll have all kinds of weapons on them, as well as gauntlets. Okay. And there's weapons just kind of lingering around down there as well. So you don't have to worry about being overweight because we have a train station right next to it. Okay. Another decent spot is up here at Morgantown Airport. Okay. And same thing. We have a bunch of Scorched. We have the event collision course that pops in once in a while, or you can spawn in by yourself if you so wish. You guys have seen me do that before. And all the weapons and the armor that you pick up there, you just walk over to the train station just next door. Okay. Now, mind you that the drop rate for weapons and armor has significantly been reduced since December 3rd, 2024 update, where we can still go around and get, you know, the odd weapon or two off of enemies. Okay, but just in case you're returning from a long hiatus and you're thinking, hey, how come I'm not getting as many weapons and armor like I used to? That's what's going on, because I had changed the game a little bit. But still, one of the best spots is down here in Welsh, because usually the gauntlets and the missile launchers and the combat shotguns, you get more bang for your buck. Okay, let's go down here to Welsh Station, and we'll kill some mole miners here. Now, if you have a bunch of stuff on you already that you don't want, like maybe some chems that you don't want, you can always sell them at the train station as well. So you can always do it that way. All right, let's go here. Let's lock and load. Now, if we go up here, we're just going to pick everything up. So there's usually a couple weapons up here. Now, the pipe weapons, you don't get a whole lot for them. And that's what seems to be here today, but that's fine. You have a mole miner around. And again, as I mentioned, the treasure hunter mole miners, they aren't real picky in who they hang around with. It's not just mole miners. Like, you know how we have the festive and the spooky scorch, they only hang around with other scorch, but the treasure hunter mole miners, you'll see them around all other type of mobs as well, right? So this guy sounds really close. I don't know where he's at. Pick it all up here. Oh, he's right inside there. Got him. Who's shooting at me there? There we go. Oh, another one. Beautiful. Wow, that's awesome. I'll take it. Don't forget your treasure hunter mole miner pails. There we go. So there's usually a couple weapons in here as well. So there's a sickle there. Sometimes there's a war drum there. Pick up these great mentats. Beautiful. We can always use great mentats for sure. Now again, as I'm picking stuff up, as you're noticing, you know, we're not getting as many weapons as we used to, because those of you who've been following my channel, this is the place where I usually bring you guys. So there we got a weapon there, so that's not too bad. And again, don't worry about being overweight, okay? Well, what was that? Oh yeah, some whiskey. I mean, no sense that going to waste, because that's silly. Yeah, as well. Like the cap there. All right. And again, you will pick up some chems that maybe you don't use. So there's usually a weapon over here as well. Sometimes there's two of them. Oh, how you doing? Wow. He saw me coming because I had the light on. Another weapon in here. Now I do find we do get a lot more caps now when you do kill enemies, because before, like, I found rad toads were probably one of the best, but I find now every enemy will kill, the vast majority of them will have caps on them, and we never used to have that before, so just an FYI. There should be a weapon over here that we can pick up. Another pipe weapon. Is he shooting at me through there? How is that possible? Huh? How are you doing that there, Mr. Foreman? Huh? Stealth boy on her. Up here real quick here. Oh, these guys are already killed, that's fine. So we should be good anyway. Who's this guy? Your survivalist. And again, don't worry about using a carry weight booster or even wasting one. Okay? Yeah, because we have a train station right here. Nice and easy. Let's go ahead and sell what we have here. There is a perk card that will help us out under Charisma. It is called Hard Bargain. Now, they did change it from a 3-star to a 1-star. Okay? And if you have great mentats, as you can see, they're better barter rates for 10 minutes. So this will stack with the Hard Bargain perk card. All right, so let's go ahead and use one of them. Let's go trade. Go down to our weapons section. We'll just sell these weapons that we got here. And as you can see, depends. Look at that, 27 caps for that bad boy. As compared to these pipe weapons, you don't get a whole lot for the pipe weapons, but we'll just sell what we got here. And again, it depends on the condition of it. What else we got here for armor? Alright, so we're still a little short. So let's go under aid here. Let's sell that. sell these. Don't really use those. There we go. Just like that. Sweet. Right, let's switch our quick cards back here before I forget. I believe you had suppressor on here. There we go. Nice. Okay, good stuff. What's next? Complete an event while in a team 1. Okay, so you could be on a team with other people. You could be on a team by yourself, what have you. And the way you do that is just go to your map screen just like this. You go social. Now I am on the other person on the server, so I'm going to be on a team by myself. Let's just go ahead and do events here. As you can see, I'm on a team by myself. Alright, now if you take a look at the description, there is a link to a video you'll come across. It's called Complete Events for Newbies. You don't have to be a newbie to watch that video. I show you where you can complete some events, how you can spawn events in all by yourself. You can spawn in events whether you're on public servers or private ones, doesn't matter. The only thing that makes it hard is if you're on a public server. Depending on how old it is, the event may have been spawned already. You'll have to wait about 30 minutes for it to be able to spawn it again. So just an FYI there. If you are real kind of short on time and there's just no event spawning in for you, you can always claim a workshop, any workshop at all. About 3 minutes later, you'll come up with an event called Defend the Workshop that counts as an event. Even if that workshop doesn't even belong to you and you see it pop up on the screen, when you defend someone else's workshop, that also counts as an event. Alright, let's see what we have available to us. We have Dogwood Die Off here today. What else we got here? Not a whole lot going on. We do have this over here in Enclave 1. And that's pretty much it. And again, sometimes you will be on these servers and there's just nothing going on. I do find public ones a little bit better. They'll have maybe some more events going on, so you can always join a public server. We're just going to go next door here to Mount Blair Train Yard, and we're going to see if we can spawn in BattleBot by ourselves here. Alright, there we go. You get this guy in the old fusion core. Alright, take care of this guy here. Make sure you take the bunker card. And a septic, wow. Let's take care of this guy here. Again, don't forget to take the bunker card there. So now you have the 2 bunker cards. Now, if you ever come up here, this is kind of glitched. After you do it the first time, these doors always stay open, and you can't progress anyway. You still have to kind of go through the paces of it. But you take those 2 bunker cards here, and you have to swipe both keypads. So you don't have, when you do that, you don't have to watch the card. Okay, you basically just activate, then you walk over, then you just spam the other side here, because there is like a 3-second or a 4-second time delay. And then if you don't do it within the 3 or 4 seconds, you have to start over again. But once when you do it a couple times, it's fairly easy to do. Again, walk, do not run, okay? And again, you don't have to wait and watch that key card there kind of swipe down through. You just activate it, go to the other side, okay? Done, just like that. And that's how easy this one is, real easy. I think that's it. We are done just like that. Sweet. Let's head back to our camp here. We'll go over weapon of the day. Let's take a little shortcut here. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to go... oh, not that one, Jim. The weapons one. Oh, buddy. This one. Weapon of the day. Western Spirit. It is a furious effect. Plus 5 damage after each consecutive hit on the same target. Up to plus 45%. Plus 25% weapon damage while aiming. plus 15% reload speed. As a hardened receiver, true long barrel, true stock, lone scope, suppressor, western spirit paint, 185 damage, and it takes 45 ammo. Now what makes this one here more genuine than the other types of lever actions, there is no mod for the magazine for lever action rifles. Okay, so they all take 6, with exception to this Western Spirit, it takes 7. Okay, so that is one thing that's really going for it. Okay, now I've seen these for sale in other players' vendors for like 2,000 to 5,000 caps, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, because you can get this weapon for free by completing a couple of the events down at Nuka World on tour. At the most wanted event, I think is the one you get it from. Just do that a couple of times, get your own Western Spirit, okay? Of course, you'll have to put some mods on it to make it better, but again, you'll have that 7 capacity. And lever action rifles are actually very good in the game. And it is a single fire, I should say. So under perception, we have rifleman, expert rifleman, master rifleman, all maxed out. We have tank killer, concentrated fire, tenderizer, suppressor, covert operative, evasive, white knight, adrenaline. These random luck cards, which you see popping in from the left-hand side when they're being activated. These legendary perk cards, these don't change for me. I'm pretty happy with them. I had them for quite some time, and they're all maxed out. Alright, just like that, guys. There you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share me at the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Robco, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, Mr.Prince, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew, Andrew, Demon, Confoundedbridge, Ghost Primus, Corne van Niekerk, Ben Durant, John, DJ59. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.